Good morning, Mrs. Dowdell's Cohort B and Remote Learners for Financial Literacy, week of September 28th. I'm going to go over what I'd like you to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You can check back on Thursday, Remote Learners, for your instructions for Thursday and Friday. And my Cohort B, I will be seeing you in person on Thursday or Friday. So what we're going to be doing today, continuing in the economics unit, looking at a concept called supply and demand. We are going to go into the folder week of September 28th, and you will see the breakdown by cohort. So we're looking at Cohort B and remote. You could see that you guys are working on the same stuff for these Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right. So over the course of the next 3 days, I would like you to complete the supply and demand Ed Puzzle lecture, the supply and demand graph, which is actually some notes that go along with the lecture, and then the vocabulary quick check for supply and demand. You will then be completing the supply and demand quick check on Wednesday. Please note that my office hours are from 12 to 1 on Wednesday. I will be holding a Schoology conference today, optional for my remote learners at 1:15, from 1:15 to 1:35 for you to drop in if you have any questions. Remote learners, you are not to do the safety lesson at all. Cohort B, please note that you will be doing the safety lesson on Thursday or Friday when you're in class. So if we scroll on down, you'll see here's your Ed Puzzle, your lecture. It is me speaking through the lecture. You cannot fast forward. Please make sure that you're watching the lecture in its entirety. Ed Puzzle will notify me if you skip ahead or do not finish the lecture. There are questions that go along as you're viewing the lecture. And then you'll also see toward the end of the lecture, I'm going to start going over a supply and demand graph. So if you click on the supply and demand graph here, and please notice that I'm asking you to complete this worksheet in the desktop app version of Microsoft Word. So please do not try to do it directly in the online version. And if you click to open it, when yours pops up in the upper right corner, you will see an option to hit edit. So you want to make sure that you're hitting edit, and you will then be taken to this screen here. And at this point, you will need to go and click Open in Desktop App. And then you will work in here to fill in these text boxes. Please note that if you try to enter the information into these text boxes in the online version, it will not work. So you want to make sure that you are doing it in the full version. So again, let me just review a couple things. Week of September 28th. Here are your tasks. So you have the supply and demand Ed Puzzle lecture, which you need to watch in its entirety, answering the questions as you go along, and then the supply and demand graph, which you'll complete toward the end of the lecture. I'll cue you in the lecture when you need to open it up. Okay, and you'll have to kind of do a split screen, or you can open the lecture on your phone and do the lecture through that. After you've done that on Wednesday, or if you feel comfortable, you could certainly do it before, you are going to do the supply and demand quick check, which is basically reading the supply and demand graph. I do not recommend starting this quick check until you have done these two assignments. Again, any questions, email me. There will be a conference this afternoon for my remote learners. You can message me, and I do have office hours on Wednesday from 12 to 1 if you just click on that link.